Hi out there. My name is Isaac Dansujan. I'm going to be the instructor for this program. This is a new MPTC program, which is one-on-one coaching program to become a network engineer. So this program is designed in a way that can help students to succeed faster and also to be more successful. So over the years, we've trained students more than close to 2,000 students, and we've acquired so many experience on what we can do to support you to be very successful at the end of the training. Because if you are done with the training and you don't get a job, it's a waste of time for us as organization, and I think it's also a waste of time for you as a student. So we've structured a new training, which we term it one-on-one coaching. So we are going to deal with everybody one-on-one. And if you're able to follow our instructions, if you're able to follow what we tell you to do, then for sure we can promise you that you can get a job. But sometimes in a group settings, it becomes very difficult to help everybody to succeed. The reason being that not everybody find it easy to ask questions in class or even ask for help. So all those things really hinder student progress of becoming effective network engineers or becoming what we want them to become at the end of the training. So that is the reason why we came up with this new program called one-on-one coaching. So it's going to be one-on-one basis. We are going to train you based on your weakness and your strength to be able to make sure you get a result that you are supposed to get. And for that reason, we work with you 3 stages to be able to measure your progress of studies and also advise you whether what you have is enough for you to go to the advanced level. So the first level of training is going to be entry level training. This is going to be online. We've designed a training for 8 weeks. If you're able to follow within the 8 weeks, you should be successful. But if for some reason you are not able to finish within the 8 weeks or finish the 2 months, then we give you a bonus of 1 month to be able to catch up with the lost process and be able to meet to the advanced level. So that is the period or the duration for the entry level training. Even though it's a self-paced, it's still with a scheduled period, which means that we want to coach you, we want to follow you, and we cannot follow you when we don't have a time frame. So our time frame is 2 months. If for some reason you are not able to deal with the 2 months, then we give it maximum of 3 months. But if you are also doing well, we can also restructure the process and make it in a way that you can finish sooner than 2 months, because some students are very quick learners. They grab the concept very fast, and for that reason you can be able to finish the whole program, which is the entry level, within 1 month instead of 2 months. So that is something for you to know as well in terms of that. And then when we say at your own pace, what we mean is you are going to have a dashboard where we follow you in terms of how many times you practice, how many times you watch your videos that you are supposed to watch, and then being able to submit your project at any given time is also very, very crucial. So any project you do, you have to reach out to our mentors to be able to check whether you did everything right, and then what you didn't do right, we guide you to be able to practice on your own. So that is the concept for the entry level. And the entry level training is structured focusing on things that you are going to deal with in terms of real life, what we term level 1 role. So you'll be dealing more about level 1 role, but yes, still we will do topics which are very useful in the industry or which are very useful in terms of your role as a network engineer. So that is to deal with a level of entry. And then we go to the advanced level, which we deal with more advanced protocols. Okay, so in that aspect as well too, we focus on more protocols relating to data centers. So the entry level protocols are more for remote setup, and then the advanced level is more for the data center setup. And in the same process is also structured in a way that within 3 months you are supposed to finish. So even though it's self-study, but because we are coaching you, we have to agree on a period to finish, and also the period that you have to submit your projects, and then the period that you are going to do your practice for us to be able to go through what you've done, whether you are going through the right process or the right method. So every candidate will have its own mentor. You bring your concern to the support line, and then we are going to support you in terms of all those stuff. And we are trying to structure it 24/7, that at any given time that you want to practice, you have somebody online that is ready to help you in terms of that. So that is what we have in terms of one-on-one coaching. Then when you're able to do everything successful, then you come to the last stage, which is a boot camp, and that is in-person training. And that training is more about, we term it like an internship training, because it's a training where we teach you how to work. Because it's one thing to have the concept, it's another thing to use the concept in real life. For example, when you get a job, how are you going to deal with that situation? What are the activities involved? What are the things you are going to do? What are the activities of engineers? So we go through all those aspects one by one, in terms of how to stack a switch, how to rack all the cables you are going to deal with, how to stage your remote setup, what devices do we have at the data center, so that you don't panic. So we have a lab where all these devices are available, so we deal with you in a practical terms of how to handle it. So this is one aspect of our training, or this is just to give you overview of what one-on-one coaching program is all about. So just for you to get idea of that. Then the second aspect, which is more about the focus. What will be our focus? So now you understand what the expectation is becoming a network engineer. Now let's go to the focus of our training. So the focus of our training in each of the level, whether the beginners, whether the advanced, whether the boot camp, all these are going to be hands-on training. So we say that 90% is hands-on, 10% is theory. So everything will be hands-on. And this is very critical for job performance, because in America or in Europe or wherever you find yourself, remember that your job performance is critical for you to maintain the job. Because if they hire you and you are not able to perform, you cannot maintain the job. And they are going to hire you based on your competence level. So you have to have a skill set that can convince somebody that you are capable of doing the job, or you'll be useful to the organization. So that is the reason why we provide practically hands-on training. And then that is the more reason why we guide you through the process by making sure that you are practicing as you are supposed to practice. And then you have somebody who can respond to you in a very quick manner in terms of your struggle when you are practicing on your own. And then in terms of areas of studies, even though you are to become a network engineer, we also give you training which involve wireless, so that you can also work as a wireless network engineer. We also give you training which give you basic idea of cloud computing, but you are not going to work as a cloud engineer. And then you also give you idea of basic firewall training, but you are not going to be the go-to person when it comes to firewall. So because as a network engineer, these are very useful. You need to have idea about cloud computing. You also need to have idea about firewall. And then you have to be good when it comes to network relating to wired and wireless. So that will be the area of studies. And this process is all throughout in terms of beginners training, which is the first stage, in terms of the advanced level, and in terms of the boot camp as well. And then after you are done with all this, we also have a training where we support you to place you. And what we mean by that is we are going to support you to prepare a technical resume, because if you don't have a resume, you cannot get a job, So we have to support you to have a technical resume to help you to brand yourself on LinkedIn, which is very, very important in job search. And then also prep you for job interviews. So we coach you on how to handle interviews with recruiters, with hiring managers, with engineers. So we go through all those training as part of the package. And then when you also get a job, we give you 3 months job shadowing. What do you mean by 3 month job shadowing? So you get a job, you have a project you have to go and do, and then you have challenges in terms of few things. And because this is your first job, sometimes you panic with basic stuff, things that you even know. You just need somebody to be a third eye, or to be somebody who you can rely on in terms of support. So our support line will be given to you after the training, so that you can reach out in that scenario for the first 3 month period. Then in addition of that, we also mentor you. So let's say you are done with the network engineer role, and you are working as a network engineer, and you want to maybe progress to be a subject matter expert. We give you the areas of focus to study, and some of the training we provide it. For example, if you want to be a subject matter in security, we have training on firewall, we have training on cyber security, we have training on cloud security. But these things are things that you have to be good in network to be able to do all those stuff. So after you are done with this, then you can be a subject matter in terms of security as well. And then if you want to enter into the cloud computing, we have AWS Advanced Network Engineering role, which can also give you a very good pay rate. So all these are part of mentor process we have in terms of our training process. And then once you have all this concept, the next aspect is why should you be a network engineer? This is something that you have to get an answer to. And this is something that we love to share with you. I've been in this career for almost 15 years. And trust me, because I didn't have a mentor, I went through various training that I was not supposed to do, because I didn't have anybody to guide me on what to do next and all that. But fortunately for me, I was able to land jobs more relating to network engineering. And then I realized that this is what I'm supposed to do, because it's technical, it's very comfortable. I mean, you can maintain 2 jobs with ease, you can maintain 3 jobs with ease, and also more importantly, this job gives you job security, because you matters most. So what I say here is, this career is very critical in every modern day job, whether the health sector, the banking, the schools, the insurance company, the government company, because look at it this way. If you go to the bank and their network is down, what do? They have nothing to do there. When you go to the health sector and the network is down, doctors cannot access any application. They can't prescribe medicine for you. Nothing works. So network is very, very critical. And that is the reason why I said that in terms of IT hierarchy, you stand tall, because everybody depends on you. Okay, workers depends on you, and even the IT department depends on you. So we have desktop people you work with. Without you, they can't do anything. When they want to set somebody workstation, if you are not there, the workstation will just be a white elephant. So if you're a network engineer, you support the desktop guys, you support the application team, you support the database, you even support the firewall guys, you support, everybody depends on you. So this is very crucial in terms of your relevance in the organization. And also is the fastest IT growing job sector. If you look at recent job survey, it came out that 45% of job opening are roll over for the lack of qualified candidates. I have a personal experience with that. I was working in an organization where we were looking for a network engineer, and it took us 1 year. We were not getting anybody. People that apply for job are not good for the purpose, and for that reason, we couldn't hire them, And that was something that made me to know that no, this is something that I have to also do to help and support my community, or support everybody who is interested in becoming a network engineer. So actually that experience gave birth to NPTC, because from that day I said that, wow, I know this is a good thing, but I didn't know people are not in the system. I didn't know people are not even in the system to be hired. So that was the reason why I started doing training on network engineering, and I've done this for the past 8 years, and that is the reason why this program will be very, very ideal for you, because this one is based on the experience I've encountered for the past 8 years doing this training. In terms of helping students to be very successful. So I'm very convinced that if you go through our process, you will be able to land the dream job that you want to have. And the last aspect I'll talk about is the expectation. So what happens after this training? What next after this training? So when you finish this training, these are the things we can guarantee with you. And because it's a coaching program, we are not going to progress you if you don't do well with the beginners class. So this is a win-win program. It's a program that we've designed to make sure that every candidate can succeed. And what it means is that we are going to progress you based on your performance on the beginners level. And then from there, you come to the advanced level. And that is the reason why you are not going to pay the full amount. So every level comes with its own charge. And if you don't do well, we tell you, you know what, I guess this might not be a training for you. So we will counsel you on what areas you can look up for in terms of IT. Because at that time, we've known your performance. We know what you are capable of. Then we say, find this program to do. But those who are able to go through the process, get the beginners done with a good rate, and then come to the advanced level, come for the boot camp, those candidates, we are very, very convinced that we can support you to land a job, and then get there, because you have the real life experience, and that is one of the main focus of our training. And also you get a job in one of the fastest growing IT job sectors. So these are also crucial in terms of job as well. And you'll be able to work in various IT sectors or industries as a network engineer or network administrator. So this is an expectation. It's something that we can guarantee you based on what we are going to train you on. And then you also get a job compensation minimum of 35 per hour, or 70,000 per year, up to 150. Even though I have some of my past students earning as much as 200,000 per year, but let's say averagely, most of the students that finish our program get within this salary. I mean, most especially 90 to 120 is a common average salary in a network engineer role. So if this is something that you are interested in, then I would say this will be an ideal program for you. And then I'll personally support you to make sure that you succeed in this field. And I'm going to train you based on experimental knowledge. So I've been in the industry, as I said before, for almost 15 years. I've trained students for almost 8 years. So I've what it takes to make sure that you succeed, not only in the training, but also to succeed in the field of your role as a network engineer. So this is what I have to tell you in terms of the overview of the program. And I want to see you on the other side, where we start creating magic, or we start doing the configuration. So I'm happy to have you as my student, and we are going to do this as a win-win situation. I'll need your support. You also need my support, and also need the support of my team. So I'm going to have my team to work with you 24/7 to make sure that you succeed at the end of the day. So talk to you soon in my next video. Thank you.